Yeah.
I mean, folks, we got our eye on the money, but indeed, Juice and Great Gonzales have their eyes on the prize. Palutena versus Falco. I have to say, though, if Juice is going to be stopped by anyone, it's going to be a very defensively minded Palutena, specifically that of the Great Gonzales. So he pretty much counterplays the way that the way that Juice plays Falco perfectly. Where, I mean, let's face it, Juice is a very good Falco, picks up a lot of damage, and is never afraid to reach for it, but very button-heavy, gets pretty greedy. Great Gonzales is the type of player to take advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you never ever in your life want to overextend against Gonz. I mean, this man's punish game as well as his reaction time is just absolutely immaculate. And Falco, of course, one of his flaws as a character, I should say, is that despite being a bird, his airspeed is actually not all that great. It's one of the only things that, like, holds him back as a character very strongly, because his punish game and his combo game is just immaculate as a character. But if he could just move a little bit better in the air, that would honestly, arguably, make him like a top tier or like a high tier or something like that. But that is not the case. That is in an alternate universe in which that is the case. The only top tier that we have on the screen right now is Palutena in the Great Gonzales right now, ladies and gentlemen. But like you said, Palutena with just all of her, like, backdoor should take it here. Yes, absolutely. Palutena, which is all her bread and butters, I feel like should be able to outmaneuver Falco quite well, as the up air does not take the stock. So I personally, Stu, am very anxious to see what Juice is going to be able to pull out with this Falco to be able to contest against a player and a character as good as Gonz and Palutena, respectively, as the up air takes the stock.
Indeed, and never afraid to go up there and take flight is Juice. And on the wings of that Falco, goes up and catches the Goddess of Light. With the up air, back to the clouds you go, says Falco. And of course, the string of back airs, Great Gonzales certainly taking exception to the lack of faith from Falco. However, and again, it's pressing a whole lot of buttons. You have to think that eventually Gonz is going to take advantage of that. And he's been efficient enough with his grabs already. He's not going for them super often, but when he does, you know that back throw is going to kill. And he's so good at getting that on ledge so consistently.
Dude,
Gonz is amazing. I don't know how he does it.
Stu, you want to know how he does it? My man was a Nest main for years. He eats, sleeps, and breathes back throw. That's what all he did in the last game. Once he got a lead, and once he got people at crazy percentages, and once he had enough rage on his belt, was standing by the ledge trying to get people to back throw. Palutena doesn't even have to wait, Stu. Palutena, you want to know what she can do?
Yeah.
There are just so many situations she can force with her neutral B, her explosive flame, force air dodges, force frame traps to land right in front of Palutena as well. And then guess what Palutena has to do? All she has to do is turn around, grab with that back throw, one of the strongest back throws in the game. Palutena is Gonz's dream character, man, because he doesn't even have to wait as the back air takes the stock. He doesn't have to wait to get his back throw setups anymore. He creates them.
Exactly. He's allowed to force the initiative with the. I mean, it's Palutena's a character that pretty much kind of dictates a defensive style of play. But really, all of Palutena's, the reason that she's so viable is the fact that she just benefits the most from the across-the-board benefits that a lot of characters got.
The knockback growth, not even any lightning.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I mean, just when you think you're safe, out from the skies comes that Falco and swoops down on his prey. And one Falco Lombardi is going to take Juice to a Game 1 victory against Palutena and the Great Gonzales. So as game number 2 approaches, we saw the stage counter pick. I mean, honestly, I don't blame him for wanting the run back. That's just not going to be, and yeah, that is in fact going to be the case. Excuse me, as we go to yes for game number 2.
Yep. And it's going to be real anxious to see how Gonz is going to be able to bring this back, because, I mean, I don't want to assume anything, but I'm just going to go straight. I just said I don't want to assume anything, and I was about to assume something.
Yeah.
I assume
you don't
that
want
Palutena,
to, but assume I must.
But assume I must, indeed. I just assume that Palutena would win this matchup. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Falco is not a very common character, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of the reasons that, you know, Juice's Falco is so entertaining to watch, besides the fact of just how raw and explosive it is in itself. But, like, as the down tilt to the no fair is going to be able to do a good DI from Juice, prepared for the down tilt on that front, as pretty much any and all players should be when you are off the level against Palutena and you have, like, a exploitable recovery such as Falco's.
And Juice has had a little bit of experience with Falco. This would be his main in low-tier bracket. What a tech to get back, however, right into the waiting and deadly arms of Palutena's up air. And that will be first blood drawn by the great Gonzales in this game number 2. But yeah, a lot of experience as, again, you know, throwing the kick, custom taunts from the man.
He hit him with it.
He hit him with the MJ, straight up, like, spin around into the split. Come on now.
Oh, hands off my chicken.
Unbelievable. I was never trying to put my hands on your chicken, Tunis. Anyway.
I wasn't talking about us.
Okay,
you.
good.
That's the taunt that Falco did.
Yeah, go.
Please, I hope you're aware of that. Anyway, that's a falling.
Juice back onto the stage.
Yeah.
Dash attack by the great Gonzales. Good pickup on landing.
It's a fair on the shield.
Yep.
Not gonna be able to, it's not safe.
Great
Does
Gonzales.
it in a way that's safe on block. Rising neutral air. Knock it. Oh my god, Gonz missing his drift and actually self-destructing.
Get it, and don't get me wrong, I don't blame him for being a little too concerned with what Juice was doing. He can be extremely deadly, but sometimes you gotta mind your P's and Q's, and eventually his just fell right off of the bar and onto the floor.
I can't with these drag down fairs and nairs, man. Just specifically avoiding the last hit of all of those attacks to make sure he can reset his combo. And he's just doing it so consistently, Stu. It's just so amazing to watch. And speaking of consistent combos, we have nair to nair to nair to forward air to forward air. You want to talk about consistent? It's Palutena, ladies and gentlemen. And Gonz knows that. He wants a consistent top tier this time around. No more Ness. That's why the Ness is gone. He needs something that can answer his call when needed. Back throw, not going to be able to do it, but it will get Juice off stage. Falling dare. Now trying to catch him with a bear, seeing if he would go above the platform. Back throw is still not going to be able to do it, ladies and gentlemen. And still going off. He's trying to dare him. No, just putting that nair hitbox exactly where he needs it, but it's still not going to be able to do it. Almost gets hit by the KFC, becoming a roasted turkey with that explosive flame, and still not dead. The immaculate DI from Juice. My goodness, Stu. If he wins this game after coming back from all of that edge guarding, or he could just press too many buttons and fast fall straight down into the depths of hell for no reason. I don't think either of us thought that was how that game was going to end, but it did.
Indeed.
That's how it happened. And we're 1-1.
Yeah, that's Juice maybe just getting flying a little too close to the sun and watching his wings melt away. So Smashville will be the destination for game number 3, and I gotta think that Juice, he did very well to do what he could going into that last stock, but it's just he got comboed into 90%. It's such a high hill to have to climb, and just was not able to surmount those particular odds after doing so well, but then blowing his jump. That's going to kill you, especially against Palutena, because if you're not able to recover, even if you are, frankly, you're a sitting duck for one of Palutena's numerous specials, particularly that explosive flame. That would have been very capable of killing. Dare will put Great Gonzales down into below the stage, but he warps back onto the stage.
Such a scary situation, my friends. Such a scary, scary one as these players just continue to just tack on this damage against each other, as the Juice continues to tack on the damage with this bird, trying to hit him with the KFC again. Warps himself a fried chicken, not going to be able to do it. Off throw, missing the laser actually, so he's not going to be able to get that combo. I do believe you can actually DI away as the back air is going to take the stock. 69, let's go. I do believe that you can DI the up throw away from the laser, specifically depending on which way that Falco is facing, because if you get hit by the laser, that's what makes it combo easier. I could be wrong about that. I know you can't really do that.
He got caught hard, and indeed, the great Gonzales making this an even game. And honestly, the adjustment that he made in game number 2, I wouldn't be shocked to see him continue on with in this particular game. He was just sitting in shield and letting Juice press those buttons, fast falling into forward air, trying to catch with nair, and that's generally the way to win if you're going to just kind of mash like Juice likes to do with Falco. Again, very adept on the offensive side of the coin, but then it's getting combo that he kind of struggles with. And the great Gonzales, so practiced with the Palutena game on the offensive side. That's just trouble. If you lose 1 or 2 neutral interactions, you're all of a sudden piled up to 100%. Now
That's a
trying to
re-grab.
exact stage control, sitting in shield, eventually catches the jump, and a thunderous kick to the sternum of the Goddess of Light will take Great Gonzales down to his final stock.
Just spamming back air right there until he was able to get it. What an immaculate edge guard right there, just constantly putting out all those hitboxes, essentially creating a wall for Palutena to have to climb over. And unfortunately for Gonz, he just was not able to do it, and a perfectly placed down air is going to take game number 3. Juice going up 2-1 against the Great Gonzales. I love that. He knew exactly where he was going to be. He knows if he misses the ledge, if he doesn't grab the ledge right here, his head is going to be exactly where I want it for a quickly placed down air. And my man just knew. He knew exactly if he messed up that situation, if he wasn't able to grab the ledge, that he would have been exactly where he needed to be for the dare. Recognized that situation, the exact position that he was in, and put out the appropriate hitbox to the announcer. That is what my man did in order to take that game, and he is going to go up over Gonz 2-1 because of it. Game number 4 is here on Pokemon Stadium. Let's get it.
Great Gonzales and Juice, certainly no stranger to one another. In fact, this exact situation was Game 5 at a regional Battle Subway over in Phoenixville. In grand finals, unfortunately for Gonzales, neutral got up in front of the down smash of Zero Suit Samus, and that allowed Juice to take that set. But of course, you're dealing with a whole different kind of beast. The Great Gonzales says, all right, you know what? I don't care if you're playing ZSS or Falco. I'm going to show no fear in the eyes of Philadelphia's #1, and indeed, the Great Gonzales, he's on the warpath, and he's fighting back, Ventunist.
Yes, he is, my friend. Just that perfectly placed downer, saying, I got those too. That's exactly what my man is doing right there. Palutena, with her immaculately quick down air, going to be able to take that stock, but the double jump mix-up right there, positioning the Great Gonzales exactly where he wanted him to be for that quick back air, and quick and strong back air, I should say, to be able to take the stock, and all of a sudden, the match is even yet again. Forward air pressure on the shield right now. Gonz trying to find some way to get out of the corner, not giving Juice the roll, which he clearly was anticipating, or desiring from the Great Gonzales to be able to get some other form of punish, potentially a grab to lead to even more damage, as Falco does get a lot off of a grab, probably the most off of a grab of any of the space animals, now that I recognize it. But the grab range of Palutena is not something you want to mess around with either. So huge, the melee Marth treatment they gave this character, Stu. I don't know why, but they did it, and you can't land as far away from Palutena as you could from other characters to avoid a grab. Just one of the things that makes you top tier, my friend. And now we got ourselves a good old-fashioned slobber knocker. Gonz winning the exchange of the slobber knocker with that dash attack. But neutral, as we said again, and another dash attack. Just barely avoiding the upper right there. Avoiding the roasted turkey.
And does not get the tech, but he makes it back nonetheless. Nice. But into the waiting arms of the back air. And that shield, whatever is in that thing, it is solid, and it hurts, and it provides a lot of knockback.
Yeah, it's Captain America shield for sure. 100%.
You think so? I didn't see her ever throw it. She just kind of chills with it.
Oh, no, I was talking about in terms of, like, its strength, not, like, what she does with it.
Fair enough. Either way, Juice going to head right on over to the other side of the stage, chasing down the Great Gonzales, and the race is on to take this second stock. He's trying to be... Oh, there you go, just pressing buttons, waiting for the Great Gonzales to drop the shield, and frankly, Juice being pretty smart with his shield as well. It's what's keeping him in this matchup, and with punishing as well, so he'll find himself in a situation where he can take this stock, but the Great Gonzales slowing the game down as well, letting Juice overextend and taking full advantage. It's going to make it that much harder for Bros Calamity's very own Juice to get into winners finals.
But he is in a good position anyway. He is up at game right now. If he does lose this game, he has another one to be able to adapt against the Great Gonzales and advance further into the winners bracket. If anything, if Gonz loses the stock, he is the one who should actually be a little bit worried, as the percent slowly tacks onto Juice.
Ooh.
Neutral air not going to be able to do it, but it's going to put him in a relatively bad position, and a good tech coming out from Juice is not going to matter because he will die regardless, forcing a Game 5 situation.
Not able to get that kill, and Falco, for all the kill power he had, credit to the Great Gonzales for playing a conservative enough game to let Juice come to him and punish the hits upon shield, utilizing every single option that Palutena had that was quick enough to punish such transgressions, I should say, as we go to game number 5 between these two incredible competitors. Who wants it more, we'll have to see here in Smashville.
Smashville is the pick, my friends. A stage that is relatively good for our very own tri-state goddess of light. But that it can be said for like many stages. I mean, Palutena really doesn't have very many bad stages, except for maybe like Unova and Lilat. You know, Lilat just because like it's janky for her recovery, and Unova even jankier for her recovery. But that is not where we're at right now. That does not matter. We are on Smashville. Definitely, we're going to see some Nair strings coming out from Gons, which we already did. And
I have to think the bands were Lilat and Unova. Sorry to break you off.
Lilat is not legal at this particular tournament.
Oh, that's
Unova
right.
was definitely banned.
Yeah, I definitely...
Don't know about the other one.
I'm thinking of the codename Bears.
He might have banned Lilat anyway. He might have just said like, you know what, just in case. No. No Lilat.
Just F Lilat.
Just F Lilat. Definitely what he said.
Then again, Juice isn't the biggest fan of Lilat either. So
I've had players do that in bracket. Like they'll just say like, I don't want to go to Lilat. And they'll be like, I'll be like, it's banned, and they'll be like, I still ban Lilat. I'm like, you're funny. You're a funny guy. Back throw. Gonna do it. What Smashville does have, my friend, is some of the lowest horizontal blast zones of any of our current legal stages in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. As whatever that move was, as I was looking away from the screen, is going to take the stock. But yeah, the Palutena's Yeet is going to kill here at some pretty crazy percents. But you know what that means? So is Falco's back air.
Exactly. So it's a race to the sides for one of these two competitors. In fact, we like to see a Meta Knight in Philadelphia known as Bonk, who you might be familiar with.
Oh, I'm very familiar with Bonk.
Yeah, there you go. No, he's a character for sure, and we see him carry people off to the side of this stage when they are foolish enough to not ban Smashville. We see him pretty much playing Sharon on the river Styx for some poor unsuspecting soul, carrying them over to the other side, and indeed Juice going to look to escort the Goddess of Light out of winner's bracket and himself into winner's final. Excuse me. Oh, gets caught with the drag down there.
Scoop Nair is going to launch him towards the side. It is not enough to kill yet, but this back throw might actually do it. Just barely touching the blast zone right there with his hands. Oh, and he goes... I don't like that. I do not like that decision coming out from Juice right there. He elected to go for the aggressive up air option instead of going right for the ledge, and he wound up being off the level the entire time because of its due, and he lost his stock because of it. I'm sorry, but Juice is this far in bracket, and I'm not, but that is a decision that I personally do not agree with. He wounds up actually losing the stock because of it, and all of a sudden, he's on his winner's bracket stock.
You don't have to agree or disagree. The proof is in the pudding. He's the one who lost the stock. So is Juice.
Facts don't care about my feelings.
Exactly. So avoids the laser on the up throw. Down air, catches the warp. And he'll be looking for another one, but I mean, he's trying to get some pretty hard reads. Let's be real.
A sour spot dare from Falco can actually kill off the sides if he is far enough. That move is sort of like a mini Falcon dare, like it was in our prior game of Smash 4. And down air, just barely not going to be able to do it. The invincibility just clutching out for Juice right here. Forward air, still not going to be able to do it. Gonz holding on to his second stock for dear life, tacking on as much percent onto Juice's final one as he can. Grab plenty of pummels, forward throw, not going to be able to do the stock just yet. Trying to two-frame with the down tilt right there. Still not going to be able to do anything right there as he gets nared off for his troubles. And, that's not what he meant to do. He definitely landed in front of the stage right there and jabbed by mistake when I think he was trying to down air or neutral air or something. But he's going to lose his stock anyway. We are in game 5. Last game, last stock, ladies and gentlemen. This is not too big of a deficit. Falco only needs one grab to even this percentage out.
Indeed, but the great Gonzales going to keep that Falco off kilter, and wisely so. Can't really afford to lose a neutral interaction here. However, Juice pressing a lot of buttons. Great Gonzales staying wise to this, and with punishing the back throw, will not do it quite yet. Hanging on at 149% is Bros Calamity's Juice, but the neutral air, he's still alive!
My God, the immaculate DI coming out from my man, but nothing is going to live that one. Not off the side right there. He'll live a couple of them from downtown, Stu, but when you're that close to the blast zone at 160%, I'm going to be real with you. I don't care what character you're playing. I don't care what character you are. That's going to kill you. And that is going to be the great Gonzales in Game 5, advancing to winners finals, guaranteed top 3 here at the Platinum Starcadian. Over Juice.
Over Juice, exactly. And the great Gonzales certainly becoming a